All right, we are back on the Andre Duke Show with Carter Smith on this football Saturday. Carter, how we doing?
All right. Let's go, baby. I'm doing great. It's college football Saturday. We got games going on that we're going to touch on what's going on, obviously live and a lot of it at halftime right now. But man, I'm doing great. It's a great Saturday. Feels like football up here in Ohio finally. Like we got like a high of 65 today. It's nice and chilly. Feel like you throw a hoodie on, go to the game later. If you're a Buckeye fan, night game, you're going to need like at least a hoodie. It's going to be cold. So, I mean, it's awesome, dude. This is what I live for. Like fall, everything. Saturday, college football, full slate of games again. Sunday, tomorrow, you get the NFL back. Like, this is it, baby. We're here.
Yeah. It's definitely for everybody out there doing a IE football palooza. With the games going on right now, Michigan, their offense could not be playing dead in a Western right now. It's looking rough. Just running down it. Arkansas, woo pig, baby. Woo
Yeah.
pig.
Pig
And then we got I Ziggy Zamba.
Yeah, I Ziggy Zamba, baby. Let's go. Let's go, BGSTD.
Penn State, they are back underway back there in Happy Valley. This is I did not have this on my bingo card.
No. I don't think anybody did, honestly. Penn State losing or being down to Bowling Green at this point at half, and they've given up 24 points in the first half to Bowling Green. Like, what are we doing, man? Like, I don't get it. It makes no sense. Bowling Green's looked really good, honestly, but it's still Bowling Green, bro. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, and we also got the Tulane Green Wave, the Fighting John Summeralls, putting it on K-State, baby.
Taking it to Avery Johnson, just taking it to him, man. Like, sunshine, you can't save yourself. Like, it's over. Tulane's going to get that dub. I'm calling it now. I know you got it already booked, locked in the parlay, but Tulane's getting that dub. If I'm being honest, Penn State's probably going to pull it out and get a dub, but it's not going to look good.
I know their message board has been melting down all day.
Oh, sure. James Franklin needs to be out of a job. What is he doing? Like, I guess as Penn State fans, and this I was watching a show earlier, and they were talking to a Penn State guy about this, and they're like, "Dude, are you just cool with like 10-2? Like, is it all right with you? Like James Franklin being mediocre as fuck?" And he was like, "Well, I'm not, but the fan base seems to be. Like, we win all the games we're supposed to win. We lose every game that we should lose, and that's just kind of where we are. If they lose to Bowling Green." Fire him today. Like, fire him at halftime. I don't know why he's out there coaching the second half.
Right. The Penn State stuff is it's going to be tough if they do not get their poop in a group.
Hold on one second. Richie, why is your parlay fucked? What'd you do? How'd you screw up? Because unless you took Penn State, I didn't have that one, but everything else is holding pat, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't have bet on Georgia Tech Syracuse, so if that's the one fucking your parlay up, I'm sorry. But yeah, other than Penn State is going the way I thought it would so far.
We got also the Army West Point up on the Fighting Tom Hermans right now as well.
Bro, I didn't even have that game on my fucking board. I didn't even know that was going on. Tom Herman's a joke. We've proven that he was a good offensive coordinator. Don't get me wrong. He was a great offensive coordinator, actually. I mean, one of the best in the country. But as a head coach, he's an absolute joke, and he's a joke of a human being. But where is that? Florida Atlantic? Is that where he is?
Yes. With great play caller, Ed Warner.
God. Bro. Ohio State fans should hate that person more than anybody in the world. Ed Warner single-handedly cost Ohio State a national championship.
Yay. That was that was
single-handedly.
Like urban call.
Yeah, well, I guess so. Urban has a thing where he promotes O-line coaches to offensive coordinators sometimes, and Adazio wasn't a bad offensive coordinator, but fuck, Ed Warner was.
Well,
let's get to what I really want to talk about right now of what's going on in college football right now, live in front of our eyes. Texas is getting sexual on Michigan. Like, just, hey, Michigan fans, we told you. This is what your team is. Your team is trash. Like, absolute trash. Like, you don't have a quarterback. Your offensive line is miserable because you guys lost 35 offensive linemen. Your coaching staff is abysmal. Wink Martindale, welcome to Don Brown 2.0, baby. And your defense is good. But if you don't have Mason Graham on the field, they're going to run it right up your fucking throat. So I'm sorry. Prepare for this. This is like, you guys 24-3 at halftime. I was told all week Michigan's defense is so elite, so good. Texas isn't scoring over 20. Dude, they have 24 at half. It's about to get so much worse in the second half because Will Johnson can't play every position.
Here's an interesting question when it comes to this Michigan stuff. Do we think the Michigan Wolverines at the end of the year will be ranked in the top 25?
No. They're going to, at this point, they might have 4 losses. Looking at how bad that offense is, and the defense is good. Don't get me wrong. I think they have a good defense. It's not as elite as everybody told me it was. I don't know number 20's name, and that's a problem. But if I'm an opposing team, I'm throwing at number 20 every single play. Every single play. And I'm not worried about their offense at all. What, Samaj Morgan's going to fuck me up? Get out of here. Like, Donovan Edwards had a decent start. He was averaging like 6 yards a carry, but the offensive line can't move the mesh point. So it's not going to be sustainable. And they don't have a single person on the team that can throw the ball. Like, where's Alex Orji? I was told Alex Orji could throw. Why is he not in there? Davis Warren sure as shit isn't the answer. So
here's my next question. Do you think Michigan will score more than 14 points today on Texas?
No. I think I'd put their over-under right now at like 10, 9.5.
You think they'll get a touchdown?
Defensively, maybe.
Ooh, so no offensive touchdown.
No, I don't see how they do. Like, they can't move the ball. Their offense is absolute trash. Texas has a pretty good defense. Their secondary is legit. They're not going to be able to throw the ball, and Texas knows they can't throw the ball. So what are you going to do? Just run it at an 8-man front for the next 30 minutes and hope for the best? Like, I don't see how Michigan scores an offensive touchdown today. Prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. I honestly wish Michigan was better than they are, but I told you they weren't gonna be.
Side note here: Bowling Green just made Penn State go 3-and-out, so I think we're going to be getting nervous up there in Happy Valley.
Oh my God. If I'm a Penn State fan right now, I'm freaking out. Not only because of Bowling Green, like, again, I still think Penn State wins that game, but the fact that it's this hard and what you have coming, like, I get it. You dodge a lot of the big boys in the Big Ten, but you don't play Bowling Green every week, and West Virginia must suck.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I don't get it, but yeah, we'll see. I hope Bowling Green pulls it out, man. That'd be awesome.
Oh, that would be huge.
That'd
go up there, collect a paycheck, and get a dub, man.
Yeah, you're getting paid. Like, Penn State right now is paying Bowling Green to fuck them. Like it's like buying a prostitute, except not fun.
It on that note, what are your thoughts on Woo Pig up 21-7 on Oklahoma State? The mullet,
So
the Fighting Gundies are in trouble.
yeah, well, they don't have their guy. They don't have Ollie Gordon. That's their whole offense. So I'm not surprised.
Oh, I didn't know Ollie Gordon was out today. What happened to him?
So I have it on good authority that he messed around with this girl Keisha, and Keisha's known for getting around, and he caught something. He caught some chlamydia, and his dick hurts, so he can't play today. He's got some shit dripping out of it. It's not good. It's not good. But
that is an unfortunate set of circumstances.
Yeah. Well, here's what it is. It's karma. Dude got a DUI. You didn't suspend him. So what did they do? The Lord above, whoever it was, gave him chlamydia so that he couldn't play for a game because he needed to be suspended for that. And Gundy, you could have prevented this if you just suspended the dude. But you didn't. So now he's got chlamydia and he can't play. I mean,
is that kind of like when Urban Meyer got healed?
Exactly like that, yeah. But no, I mean, it's one of those instances, man. Ball don't lie. Like if you don't do what you're supposed to do, something else is gonna happen. And here we are. They're gonna lose to Arkansas. Fucking Bobby Petrino is what OC or DC? I don't know. Whatever. OC, yeah. And the Fighting Petrinos are gonna win.
Well, they just got back underway. We are Kyle McCord lighting up Georgia Tech right now as well. I think this might be one of the biggest transfer portal. Like a guy leaves the spot, and it worked out perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's a perfect spot for him because there's no pressure, and that kid crumbles under pressure, clearly. But I've called him Honda McCord for a year and a half. He's no longer Honda McCord. He's Kyle McLaren, baby.
McLaren.
Like he's cooking now. And all he needed was to not have any pressure and to be in a situation where it didn't matter if you won. And that's great. I really think the kid's got potential. He obviously was a 5-star for a reason. Mm-hmm. Like he's got potential. He's playing for a coach in Fran Brown that I really believe in. I think Syracuse might win the ACC, honestly.
Oh no, the Canes looked pretty good.
Yeah, listen, I'm dude, Miami fans are like, I mean, I guess like chlamydia or herpes. Like it's the shit that they won't go away. But like you haven't done anything. Like you beat a sorry ass Florida team. Get over it.
That's like Chris Drew has the analogy like the whenever the Miami fans and the Michigan fans, the Wolverines join forces.
God, dude.
That's
two
always
of the most unbearable fan bases in all of college football. But just because of who they are, not like Ohio State's fan base is unbearable. Notre Dame's fan base is unbearable. But at least like you've done something. And Michigan fans, I get it. You won a natty last year. Cool. Unfortunately, you're completely delusional in what you think your team is and delusional to the fact that you cheated to get it. But sorry.
Remember, it was a nothing burger. Nothing was going to happen.
Yep, not anymore. So, now it's a whole fucking. It's a goddamn double quarter pounder with cheese, buddy. That's a real burger. Something's happening. Why Sherrone Moore doesn't have a contract? Why?
Well, he made some statement today. I'm not sure exactly what the quote was, but
yeah,
I'm getting paid and I have a contract.
Yeah, he's getting paid $1.5 million when he was supposed to be getting paid $5.5. Why? Because he's still operating under his OC contract as the interim head coach. He doesn't have a full-time head coaching contract.
Yeah, they just have a what do they call
Yeah,
that? A like a letter of understanding or something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
He signed a letter that said you're the acting head coach, and he signed it, and they put it on Twitter like it was a contract. Like, no, you didn't. Michigan didn't sign him to a contract because he's a liar. And they're like, I don't know what's going to happen here. We need to figure out if you're telling us the truth. And they got the NOA, and they were like, hey, there's no contract. Like, we're not. The only way you're getting a contract is if you accept that if the NCAA comes down on you with a show cause, which they will, um, we can fire you and don't have to pay you a dime. And his agent's like, absolutely not. We need guaranteed money.
Yeah,
And
exactly. That's
that's
what
not going to happen.
that's what I think it comes down to is the guaranteed money, and then
Yeah,
Michigan.
he wants a buyout if they fire him.
Yes.
Michigan doesn't want to give that to him because they fully anticipate on firing him after this year if the NCAA hammer comes down. And if it doesn't, it's all kosher. You're good. You're our coach. But if it does come down, we're fucking firing you and not paying you a dime. And if I'm Michigan, fuck it. Like, what leg does he have to stand on? He's never been a head coach before, and you're the head coach of the University of Michigan. Like, you're welcome. Now,
Right.
thank me and sign whatever the fuck I put in front of you.
100%. So enough on that. We got the
Yeah.
3 o'clock games coming up. We got Notre Dame obviously playing
Yeah.
Northern Illinois. Northern
Yeah.
Illinois returns 8 of 11 offensive starters, and they also return 8 of 11 defensive starters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It seems like it's a pretty veteran laden team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's honestly, Northern Illinois is one of the better MAC schools you could play. They run the ball really well. Their first game, they threw the ball well. I don't foresee them having that success against Notre Dame's defense, but they have a veteran offensive line, a veteran running back. They have really solid players across the board. When I look at this game and I broke it down, I dug into it, and it's going to come down to the fact that Notre Dame's strengths match Northern Illinois' strengths on the offensive side of the ball. So they're going to try to run the ball. It's not going to work. Like that Notre Dame is KVA is a fucking dude. First of all, Notre Dame's defensive line, fucking all dudes. Like they aren't going to be able to run the ball, and they don't have a passing attack that's something to worry about. So defensively, Notre Dame will be absolutely fine. Offensively, Notre Dame is a run first team. That's just what they are. Jeremiah Love is a fucking dude. That offensive line is going to get better week to week in the run game. And Northern Illinois' defense struggles against the run. Like that's not they just aren't built for that. So this game is going to go the way that I think a lot of people think it's going to go. I don't know if Notre Dame covers because I think the spread's around 27.5 or something like that. And the only reason I don't know if Notre Dame covers is because it's going to be such a run heavy game, and that just bleeds the clock. So Notre Dame might not put up enough points to cover that spread. But if Jeremiah Love breaks a couple runs, or Payne breaks a couple runs, or whoever, it doesn't matter. They absolutely could cover, but I don't. I think it's going to be more of like a 31-7 type of game.
Yeah, I really don't foresee Marcus running it up on him.
No, why would you? Like,
Yeah.
it's Northern Illinois, dude. Nobody cares. Like, not nobody cares, but like,
The big thing that I look at when it comes to these MAC schools, the smaller schools, is no hiccups on special teams. Particularly, I'm talking about execution wise.
Yeah.
Notre Dame wasn't penalized a lot last week. I think we need to keep that trend going as well. And then you have the punt team. You got to be sound on punt team. No snafus that
Mm-mm.
allows Northern Illinois to have a sign of life or gain momentum.
Well, yeah. I mean, when you look at special teams, and Notre Dame's been really good at this for the most part, is you have to play clean against these teams. Like the reason they lost to Marshall a couple years ago is because they didn't play clean. They had a bunch of penalties, bunch of turnovers, and they like when you face a team that is a lesser opponent, and let's be honest, it's a lesser opponent. It is. They don't have as much talent as Notre Dame. That's just point. Like everybody knows that. But when you face those teams, the way you lose is by not being clean and not doing your job. So if you have a bunch of penalties, if you have turnovers, if you have special teams hiccups, those are the three easiest ways to lose a game in college football. And when it comes to special teams, I want to say it's like a 96% win rate if a team blocks a punt for a touchdown. So you can't let that happen if you're Notre Dame. And execution-wise, talent-wise, Notre Dame's going to be able to impose their will on this opponent. They can pretty much do whatever they want. The only way you get into a dogfight like Penn State's in right now, they scored. All right. Like I said, Penn State's probably going to win that game. But you don't want to be down 24-20 at half facing a MAC school, which is what Notre Dame can't do. And the only way you get into that situation as Notre Dame, who I think is a much better team than Penn State, by the way, is if you have mental mistakes, if you have these types of errors that give Northern Illinois any sign of life. Like Northern Illinois is walking into this game knowing they are not as talented, knowing that in all likelihood, they're going to lose. But their one saving grace is if everybody goes balls to the wall and can make a couple plays and block a punt or force a turnover. And if those things happen, that breeds confidence into that other team. And now they start playing above themselves. And shit, look at Michigan Appalachian State back in 2007. A blocked field goal. That's all it took. Now, should they have been beating Appalachian State by more than that? Maybe. But if you can make a play like that, that gives you life. And it just so happened in that situation that it was like the last play of the game, so it gave them the win. But if you do it, bigger teams, better teams can stumble. And so Notre Dame can't let that happen. So you have to be clean across the board. Like if Notre Dame goes out and just does their job, they win this game easily.
And also, we're closing in on a half hour. If everybody out there watching, whether you're watching on Twitter or YouTube, please hit the like and subscribe button for us. That helps grow the show and what we're trying to do here. So just wanted to throw that tidbit in there. And then probably the last, the Notre Dame stuff, and then the last interesting game that I think that we got on the slate for this weekend, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on it, is Colorado and Nebraska.
Yeah. That one's going to be fun.
I think it's a rivalry game from the Big 8 days. I think that's a game, in college football for the people that live in that part of the state. I think that game should be played every year.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the, that's one of the travesties, I guess you'd call it, or whatever, of Nebraska leaving the Big 12. Colorado left, came back. But is that game went away? Because that game, you just look at the history of it, everything that goes, like there's so much to that game. And I think tonight's game with them is going to be so fun just to see that again. And Put it on the board. It's Dylan Raiola's coming out party. Everybody's going to talk about Travis Hunter, Shedeur Sanders. Dylan Raiola is going to go out there, and I think he's going to ball. I mean, I think he's going to have himself a day because Colorado's defense is not very good outside of Travis Hunter. And Matt Rule is ready. Like this is his moment. Like he's going to have all eyes on him because Prime is the coach, and I got Nebraska winning that one big.
In the last game for the nightcap, you got Ohio State taking on Western Michigan. I'm sure we're all aware of what's probably going to go down there. And then you've got an interesting matchup. I think Tennessee rolls North Carolina.
That one actually, so I think Tennessee wins. I don't know if they're going to – I think that's actually a sneaky, like, tough game for Tennessee.
Because the line, when I was at the casino earlier today, the line was 9.
Yeah, Tennessee -9, I believe, yeah.
And I think that could be a game where NC State can hit it with a backdoor cover.
Yeah, no, I got Tennessee winning that game. I don't know if they cover. If they cover, it's because Nico went out and had a fucking day. Like that kid is special. Like Nico is a real one right there. But I think NC State's sneaky. So I wouldn't be surprised if they don't cover. I wouldn't be surprised if NC State found a way to win, honestly. But I do think Tennessee pulls it out. I think Tennessee is a good team. I don't think they're elite. And I know NC State's not elite. But overall, I mean, again, it's SEC, ACC. Like Tennessee's an SEC program. I'm not on the SEC bias like train. Like I don't blow SEC schools just because they're in the SEC. But Tennessee's a good team. NC State's a decent team. So I think Tennessee wins. I wouldn't go put the mortgage on the spread or anything like that. Like it would probably be like a 7-point game.
So yeah, with those last two games, I think that
and just so we're clear, Ohio State is facing the best directional Michigan. Western Michigan beat Eastern and Central Michigan last year. So the Eastern is I forget, but Central, the Connor Stallions, they beat both of them last year. So it's no slouch. I'm kidding. It's Ohio. So here's my Ohio State take. Ohio State needs to get off to a fast start. Otherwise, there needs to be a little bit of concern in Columbus because you struggled against Akron early. If you struggle against Western Michigan after having the whole week to prepare, having all off season, the offense needs to get going early. And I think that's a lot of Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson early. Just get those dudes moving and you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how exactly the play calling wise, because I don't think Chip Kelly was real thrilled the way he called the first game of the year against Akron, and they got off to a slow start. So
here's one and a question I'll pose to you. It came out this week that Ryan Day and Chip Kelly don't script the first 10 plays or most teams script like 10 to 15 plays where like, hey, when we get the ball, depending on where we get it, like there's contingency plans and everything like that. But when we get the ball, here's what we're doing the first 10 plays to get our offense in a rhythm. And it came out that Ryan Day and Chip Kelly don't do that. They don't script it. They have certain plays that they write out that are, if it's 3rd and 6, here's the couple plays we'll go with early in the game until we get into a rhythm. Here, if it's, if we start on the 15, here's what we're most likely going to do. But they don't script out the first 10 plays like most most people used to do. I don't know if they still do it as much, but like I remember when Charlie Weiss was the head coach at Notre Dame. Way back. Yeah. We don't need to talk about Charlie. But but his offensive execution on that first drive of the game was elite because he would script it out and it would be so planned and so scripted and they would execute at such a high level. And then when they got further into games, he would struggle. But when you have two offensive minds like Ryan Day and Chip Kelly that are considered two of the top offensive minds in all of college football, all of football in general, why wouldn't you utilize that and break down the film? You know what your opponent's going to do. Why wouldn't you script it out? I guess that's just my opinion, but I'm curious your thoughts on that.
I'm not opposed to that, but let's say you get a big turnover in plus territory. A lot of times, for me, if I'm looking at it, whenever that happens, I'm thinking shot play automatically.
Well,
And
yeah, and even when you script it, like you have contingency plans, right? Like
yeah,
you're scripting it for like, hey, if we win the toss, we're taking the ball. Probably going to start at the 20, 25-yard line. If that happens, here's what we're going to do. If they win the toss and they take the ball and we get a pick on the first play of the game at our own 30, we're not going to run the same plays. Like we know that, but it was a little not concerning, but it just like to me, like, why wouldn't you have some sort of script like, hey, this is how we want to start the game. If it goes this direction, this is what we're going to do. Because you have all week to plan for it. Like you have so much time and you can control that. When you get into the heat of the game and like let's say you script it for you starting with the ball and you don't start with the ball. Well, obviously that changes things. I get that. But if you do start with the ball, you've had all week to plan this out. Why not have it planned?
right.
That's just my thoughts. But hey, I am not at all questioning Ryan Day and Chip Kelly's offensive minds or their strategy or anything. They have proven themselves as pretty successful in their craft. So I get it. But to me, like it wouldn't hurt just to have that. You can throw it away if you don't want to use it.
Right. And, a lot of pressure is being put on the offense because everybody's expecting video game numbers, 50 points a game. All Ohio State fans think the game should be 56-0.
Well, and
So,
when you pay $20 million for a roster, expectations are there. And if you don't like it, maybe don't take the money. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like, yeah, when you go out and play Akron and when you go out there and play Western Michigan, you're expected to win big. And if that's a problem, don't take the job. Like if Marcus Freeman doesn't go out and win by 28, I'm not
yeah.
saying he's going to, but if he doesn't, I don't have a problem with fans holding these coaches accountable for what they should do. Like your team is that much better. Go do it.
Yep. And this is the stepping stone to 12-0, and we'll
Yeah.
see how that goes. And Carter, I don't have anything else unless you got something.
No, I'm good, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in. There's a little preview of what's to come and talking a little college football. I love it, man. It's that time of year.
And we're probably going to do these shows periodically, or probably every Saturday, leading up into the Notre Dame game at halftime. Try to for the other games.
Depending on the time of the Notre Dame game, yeah, we'll try to go like right at halftime of whatever games are before, just so everybody, I don't want to interrupt anybody's viewing pleasure, but yeah, no, absolutely come hang out with us. We'll be live Monday with a reaction show and just kind of going over what happened this weekend, and then we'll go live again Wednesday with kind of a preview of what's going on, everything like that, and then Saturdays we'll try to do something like this where we just hang out, talk what's going on.
Right. So with that being said, everybody, please hit the like and subscribe button and share this with your group chat. From that, we might do a Twitter space later.
Yeah.
If you guys are up for that, we might be in there after the Notre Dame game. And
And just real quick, you can find us on Twitter at Andre Duke Show. You can find me personally at CB Smith 3, I believe, and then Duke. I forget yours, but
yeah, I'm
you
on
can
there
find
too.
us. We're on there.
So,
So come hang out. We'll react and talk college football on Twitter as well.
All right. Well, with that being said, everybody, have a good, safe night and go Irish.
Always.